going on, people? Welcome to the second episode of the next podcast. It's incredible to think that, we did our first episode last week, and this week we're coming with a special episode when it comes to our E3 predictions. Uh, as usual, I got the same crew with me. I'm gonna go down the line and do the introductions. The first guy, great YouTuber, and just to be honest, man, he's just trying to talk to the intelligent gamers out there, and that would be K Mega 405.
What's happening, everybody? It's your boy K Mega 45. Thank you again for having me on the show. Uh, man, I'm ready to get this party started, man. Last episode was great, and now I'm just even more excited. So let's get this party started, man.
Yeah, man, I'm excited to do this today. I've been waiting all week, but let's go next down the line. Somebody who's willing to fight for you in Halo 5. All you have to do is give her a lawgiver and let her crouch around corners. I know her as Mel, but you guys might know her as Oh Snap Suckers.
What's up, everybody? Happy Saturday. Enjoy the show.
Nice. All right, and we have one of the soldiers that's on the front line of the Facebook gaming community, trying to, put back that common sense back in that community, and that would be Fooskies.
Hey, what's cracking, y'all? Been a nice day out. Happy to be here and talk about E3, though. Getting excited. It's coming.
Man, less than 2 weeks away, dude. This is going to be crazy.
Oh, yeah.
All right, and the next guy on the list, man, he's on the forefront of the Facebook gaming community. He created a community on Facebook called Xbox News for Xbox Gamers. It's none other than NewarkNJ.
What's going on, people? Just can't wait to hear what everybody's predictions is for this E3. I'm a little excited myself. So everybody enjoy the show.
Nice. And of course, we can't forget the godfather of 3D graphics, TheDon.
Hey, what's up, guys?
Mr.
I just keep it simple
Simplicity.
every time.
Mr.
I don't need to talk it up.
Simplicity, yeah. All right, and I was going to say, for people who follow me on Twitter, I've been kind of messing around with you guys, letting you know there's going to be a mystery guest. I'm actually really excited for this. He's going to go down in history, at least with me and this crew, as the first guest on next podcast. He's got some of the best content on mother-loving YouTube, and that would be BShadows. What's going on, man?
Nothing much. Happy to be here, and I appreciate everybody inviting me today, and just ready to talk E3.
Nice. Like I said, E3 is less than 2 weeks away. I know when people first started talking about E3, at least me personally, it didn't seem like it was going to be that exciting to me. It seemed like, the speed really started to pick up when Sony announced, or when the rumors of the 4K started coming around and stuff like that. And then it just seemed to start really building speed after that. Do you guys agree with me? Did you see, did it feel like it was just going to be, I don't know, one of those E3s that don't really, drop a bomb on you?
No, I think it was going to be different because there was really nothing leaked. Usually every year, there's tons of things leaked about E3. This year it's been real quiet. So I think we're in for a surprise this E3.
Nice. Is there anybody else? Did anybody really I mean, I don't know. It could have been just me, but I am happy with the whole games mentality from last year's E3 with certain conferences and stuff like that. But it's really funny to see how the hype really started bubbling up. You started with the Sony with the 4K. Or codename Neo, and then it just really started getting crazy from there, in my opinion. All right, what I wanted to do with this podcast today, all right, I wanted to go down the conferences, and I wanted to get your guys' opinions as, going from the earliest one to the latest one. And the earliest one is EA. EA is actually not having the conference at E3. It's actually going to be 1 p.m. Pacific on June 12th. I believe it's called EA Play. Now, with EA, there's a bunch of titles that have already been rumored or talked about. There's leaks, confirmed leaks, all this good stuff. So we have Titanfall 2. We have talk of Mass Effect Andromeda. Of course, Battlefield 1, which blew everybody away when they showed that trailer. Um, and there's been rumors of a new IP. And then, of course, you have the new Star Wars, possibly, with, was it Amy Hennig, who came over to do kind of like the story for a Star Wars. I was wondering, let's hit K Mega first. With the EA, what do you think you're going to see from EA?
Oh, well, first off, we're going to see definitely, Madden. We're going to see a little FIFA. They always, take care of the sports side of that. Then they're going to start talking about, I think they're going to talk a lot about Battlefield 1, show the multiplayer because we haven't seen the multiplayer. We just seen that intro. And then they're going to show some Star Wars. But I think the Star Wars that they're going to show is the one that everybody's been anticipating, and that's that 1313. And that, it's not going to be labeled that, but it's going to be that type of game. And I think that's going to blow everybody away. Instead of people thinking there's going to be another kind of, like the little Star Wars that we just got. I don't think anybody's really gonna get excited about that. It's gonna be that game, the Star Wars 1313, that's gonna blow everybody away. Plus Titanfall 2. I think they're really gonna try to close the market on Call of Duty and just throw all their, everything that they can to make sure that they can beat them this year.
Well, when it comes to Titanfall 2, and you said throwing everything, in terms of that rivaling Call of Duty, I mean, we're already seeing it now with the whole Mountain Dew promotion and stuff like that, kind of, leaving COD and going with Titanfall 2. So I could definitely see that. And of course, Mountain Dew and those corporations, they've seen a lot more than we have. All right.
Mm-hmm.
So in my opinion,
right.
From what they saw, they're like, well, maybe we should go over here instead. So that's really interesting. When it comes to that Star Wars 1313, I know I saw like the clips when they said that this was, in the process of being made and stuff like that. Do you see that as like a heavy like story driven game? Do you think that's like what Visceral and Amy Hennig are dealing with right now?
Yeah, I do. I think that's why it's, if it wouldn't make sense to hype up, another Battlefront, because everybody I think is anticipating for that to come. But if you come with a story-driven game that's kind of like the Star Wars games that we got on backwards compatibility on X1, what is that? The Star Wars with the Star Killer. I forgot I can't think of the name of it.
Anybody else gonna help him out here?
Yeah, help me out.
Come on, guys. Any Star Wars
I know what you're
fans?
talking about.
Yeah, that I think that they're going to go with that.
Right?
Yeah, the Force Unleashed. Thank you. I think that they're going to go that direction, and then kind of maybe tie it up with Rogue One some kind of way with the movie that's coming out, and it's just going to blow everybody away. And then of course the game that I'm most anticipating next to Battlefield 1 is Mass Effect Andromeda. I can't wait to see that.
I thought you were gonna say
no. I love Madden, but no, I'm ready to see. I'm ready to see Mass Effect, man. I cannot wait to see what they're going to do with that.
I got you. Now, for people who don't know, if for some reason you live on like a very desolate part of the world, you don't know BShadows YouTube channel. This guy is like an encyclopedia of games. I'm really interested to hear, man. What do you interested to see? What do you think you're going to see when it comes to the EA conference?
Basically the sports titles, what they can do further. I know they've been leaking a lot of Madden gameplay out. I'm a big sports fan, and I'm still waiting for them to actually beat 2K, which they still, to me, have not, flipped that envelope yet, where they can actually just push it to the limit. I definitely want to see Battlefield 1. I'm a Battlefield junkie, so that's hands down what I want to see. What I really want to see if they're gonna bring out another Medal of Honor.
Ooh.
I kind of feel like the public just kind of shattered on Warfighter, and Warfighter was a great game because it got bad ratings because they was trying to dog it out before Call of Duty came out, so nobody would buy that game and wait on Call of Duty Black Ops.
Yeah.
Black Ops 2. But I hope they bring out another Medal of Honor. and I really want to see actual gameplay of Battlefield 1.
Yeah, right. It looked like they had like a couple clips of gameplay, but it was really fast. Like when they had like the mustard gas erupt in the Battlefield 1 trailer. I mean, to me that looked like gameplay. It looked really colorful. It looked really good. But yeah, I definitely want to see more gameplay on that. I know, Newark, man, you got to have something on EA. What do you think you're gonna see?
I think we're gonna see the usual, the battlefields. I think they're gonna hop on stage, show another Sims game for PC. You know how they do every year. The same Madden. I know the NBA Live is supposed to be delayed. They probably end up going mobile with that, but it would be good. Like the EA big titles.
Dude, oh man, I want them to bring Big back so bad.
And I want a new fight night.
I think a lot of people want a new fight night. I know. Anytime I talk to Next Gen 720, shout out to Next Gen. Like he's a big boxing dude, and not only that, there is a huge community of like people who are really into boxing and really would want another boxing title.
And sorry about that. And all of the backwards compatible titles in the EA Access. I think we deserve that. That's not too much to ask.
That's not too much to ask. No, and not for anything, but with EA Access, if they put everything that's back compat on it, I mean they're still getting the subscription for it. So it's not like they're not making money off of it. It's just something that will get more and more subscribers, and in turn, because come on, let's face it, guys, EA, they are definitely about the money. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
to sweeten that pot with titles from the previous generation, I think it would be a great idea, actually. Yo, Foos, just give me 1 second on this because I know, Oh Snap Suckers. I know she's a big Titanfall fan, so
Mhm.
I want to know, Mel, what do you think about the Titanfall 2, and is there anything else in the EA conference that you are kind of looking forward to seeing?
As far as looking forward to anything, definitely looking forward to Titanfall 2 because Titanfall is the reason I actually got an Xbox One. It's all your fault. But there's not a lot that I'm really looking forward to because you're just going to talk about it anyway. No offense. But you kind of just filled me in on everything, and I like to see trailers and things like that and kind of get down to the gameplay as opposed to kind of making speculation. But I'm definitely looking forward to Titanfall. And
Yeah.
I'm expecting to see plenty of you there.
So yeah, that's in the chat as well. Like Titanfall 2, this is almost a no-brainer for O Snap Suckers. It's pretty much a day one buy. So we hope to see you guys in there playing the game. Join up with us and we'll go on some streaks together. Um, as far as I'm concerned with EA, I'm not big on their sports on their sports too much. I'm an NFL guy or 2K guy, and ever since NFL 2K dropped, I haven't bought a single Madden. The other games are really interesting. I want to see the Mass Effect Andromeda. Battlefield 1 looks good so far. I like BShadows said. I just want to see more gameplay. See what the multiplayer entails. See what they have in store in terms of the single player experience as well. Um, but yeah, it's just with EA and me, it's you're gonna get just a bunch of quick thoughts. I'm not really gonna go too far into it. But I don't know, Fuskis, are you into EA, or is there something that you really want to see with this conference?
Um, I really like Mirror's Edge, so I'm kind of excited to see more on that. It was something that I used to play with a friend of mine and haven't seen him.
Uh-oh.
Did we lose him?
Did we lose him? Hold on. I'm actually watching. Hold on. All right. Well, unfortunately, we lost Fuskis. This kind of happens in podcasts. I've seen it happen numerous times. He will get back in here, and then he'll share his thoughts on that. But as far as the podcast goes, we are going to move on, and we're going to move on to something that's a little bit of a mystery to me, and that would be the next conference is Bethesda. All right, and that's going to come in 7 p.m. Pacific time, June 12th as well. Now, with Bethesda, they already talked that you're gonna see Dishonored 2, but everything else is kind of mysterious. All right, there's a lot of people talking. Fallout, Doom DLC. When it comes to E3, I'm not a big fan of showing the DLC like that, but I know there are people invested in the game and they want to see what's coming down the road, so I can understand that. Um, but one of the things with Bethesda with me is they have a franchise in their hands called Elder Scrolls. Now, when it comes to this conference, that's something I really want to see. I want to see where they're going with Elder Scrolls. If they're going to make the Skyrim remake or remaster that they've been talking about, or are they going to push forward and come out with that next Elder Scrolls title? I don't know anybody in here a big Bethesda fan? I'll let you guys, whoever's a big Bethesda fan, take this first. No, nobody.
Are they actually having a conference this year?
Yeah, it's actually scheduled. Like I said, 7 p.m. Pacific. It's on the 12th, so it's before E3.
Okay, so kind of like they did last time.
Yeah.
They must have something. I mean, they're kind of known to just if they don't have anything, they kind of just don't show up. You know what I mean? But if they do have something, they obviously the whole entire conference. I mean, they're the type of people that if they got something to bring, they'll bring it. But if they don't, they just don't show up. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so,
Don, that's the mystery with me though, because like I could see with the Dishonored 2 and stuff like that, but they're renting out a hall. They're packing it with people. I don't think they're gonna do that just for like one game and a couple DLC. And you're right.
Yeah.
If they don't have anything, they just kind of don't show up. BShadows.
I think. Oh, I was gonna say. I just think it's gonna. I think it's gonna be Skyrim. I think they're gonna go with a Skyrim 2, not a remaster though.
Oh, really? So
Yeah.
you're gonna put both of those things together, the Skyrim name, and just push forward with a sequel to that.
Right. And yeah, to get a conference, and as good as last year's was, I was very impressed when they showed Doom, and then when they showed the other games they showed, and I was kind of like, wow, So for me, they have to have the drop the mic moment. When they I think it was Fallout that they showed that was the drop the mic moment. So therefore, why not bring the other huge title, which is Skyrim? Everybody is anticipating that, and that would just scream for like, okay, everybody knows that Dishonored 2 is coming. We're going to have a DLC for Doom. Now let's lay it to bed with Skyrim 2.
And then the backwards compatible title come with the Skyrim 2.
Absolutely.
Definitely.
And then they're going to have probably some extra stuff with the Elder Scrolls online as well. Probably another set for that. For the people that continuously play with that. So I think that would make for a complete show.
Nice.
Do they own the Quake IP? Do you know? Does anyone know?
Hey, Shadows.
You know what? I
do you
don't
know if
know.
they own Quake?
No, I don't think. Wait. No, I know. I think Activision owns that.
Okay.
Activision owns part of like 33% of the world.
Yes.
Quake is designed by ID Software.
Yeah, I was about to say that.
I love ID, man. I've been playing Doom like crazy. But Shadows, do you get into Bethesda games like the Skyrim?
I didn't want to sound all nerdy and stuff, but yeah, I actually I own every last one of the Elder Scroll games. I just didn't want to say nothing. I was just like, yeah, I ain't finna nerd out on everybody. But
Hey,
no, Elder Scrolls 6, Arcania or something like that. I can't remember what it's called, Arcania or something like that. I think that's it. There are a series of books they base those games off of.
Oh,
And
okay.
Elder Scrolls 6 is with the next book. I don't think it's gonna be Skyrim. I think it's gonna be the Arcania game. I think they're gonna reveal that. I don't know if it's called Arcania. It's called something with an A. Argonia, something like that. I think that's what they're gonna reveal. And I heard it's supposed to be like massively detailed, even on beyond Fallout level.
Wow.
And one thing I think they'll probably bring out too is another Elder Scrolls Online, like an updated version, and they might make it crossplay.
Yeah, they've definitely been touting crossplay, and I strongly believe crossplay is the future.
That would be awesome.
You can tell my name, like
Now maybe play it again.
you can tell by my name, like you know, I'm on the Xbox a lot and stuff like that, and I do have to give a shout out to Microsoft with what they're trying to do now with the crossplay and how they are taking their time with it to make sure that you know when console gamers do play PC gamers that they're going to try to make it as even as possible. But you know, I mean, Sony's done crossplay, you know, a couple times within the past few years or whatnot, and you just start seeing it more and more now, and that's definitely where we're headed. And dude, when it comes to sounding like a nerd, man, you got to remember nerds are cool now. Like
Nerd out.
we run the world, okay? So it is okay to sound like that, man.
No,
But
that's not a good idea.
unless anybody else has any thoughts about Bethesda, I'm gonna move on to something that
Wait, yeah, hold on. So I was browsing earlier the E3, and I don't know much about Prey 2, but that was under Bethesda, and it's developed by Arcane Studios. Anything about that? Anybody know anything? I
babe,
don't know.
you just dropped the bomb in my opinion, man. Yeah,
Absolutely.
I can't
Part
believe
three.
I forgot about that title. See,
Because it
Me
that's
too.
looks interesting.
why she is my better half. Yeah, it's Prey 2, like when they first started showing it, was more or less being about like a bounty hunter in outer space. It looked incredibly awesome when they showed the little bit that they showed from it, and then it just kind of disappeared, and there was little rumors here and there. If they come and they show that, wow, can you imagine what that conference would be? Dishonored 2. All right, and we're gonna go with what BShadows said with the Elder Scrolls 6. You got the Fallout DLC, you got the Doom DLC, and then drop the bomb at the end with Prey 2. Oh my goodness.
Not for anything, it looks pretty nasty.
Yeah, definitely. And then like Bethesda killed it last year, at least in popular opinion. Last year's conference, a lot of people put Bethesda as like the best conference, and that was, I think, a lot of it was because when they announced Fallout 4, they said it was going to be ready in a couple months. You know, no waiting year, like a year or two or four for a game. They're like, no, it's going to be ready in a couple months, no problem. But wow, I can't believe I forgot about that.
It seems interesting that publishers seems to get a little more organized as kind of like time goes on to be a real kind of big juggernaut. To be honest with you,
Yeah, Bethesda's, if they pull off something like that, man, they're already known in the gaming world, but they will take the rest of the world by storm. Hey, B Shadows, I just want to know your impressions on Prey 2, possibly.
I mean, I'll be happy with it. I still got the collector's edition of the first one.
Oh,
I don't think I ever even beat that game.
really?
Yeah, I have it on PC and console, and I still have not beat it.
Ooh, dude, you definitely got to go back and beat that game, man. Just I don't want to spoil anything, but the ending is kind of bananas. Um, all right, so I'm gonna move down to the next conference, and this is I haven't heard too many people talk about this conference, and I think a lot of it is because they might not know exactly what they're bringing to the table. And this is one of the main reasons, like, why I'm excited that B Shadows is here. All right, so I want to see if he knows about the the Katakawa Games conference. Has anybody heard about this?
Mm-mm.
No.
No. All
I
right.
heard
No.
you talk about it.
Let me give you a
Nope.
little background here. Katakawa Games is actually, they're the umbrella company that owns From Software. All right, so you know when you hear From Software, the first thing you think of is Dark Souls, right?
okay, gotcha.
All right, so they're hosting their own conference. It's actually going to be 9:30 p.m. Like I said, this is all Pacific time because it's on the West Coast. So you know wherever you guys, whoever's listening, wherever you guys are, you just kind of got to do the math in terms of time zones. All right, but okay, this company, they own From Software, but in the games that they're going to show, they announced games like there's one called Demon Games 2. There's another one called God Wars Beyond Time. And then there's another one called Root Letter. Has anybody heard anything about these titles? And actually, I want to go to B Shadows first because I know, man, this guy's got such an extensive library of games. BShadows, have you heard of any of these?
Not until you just said them. The last game I knew that company made was that Sky game for the Wii U. That was the last game I know they made. I didn't even know anything about the new one she just named. That rodeo game. That was the
Okay.
last game I know they made.
All right. Well, man, I almost feel honored now. Like I brought up games that BShadows might not know about. Man, this is insane. Has anybody else heard like K Mega, Newark? Any of you guys ever hear of any of these games?
Nah.
No.
It sound like
Don't.
titles
No,
sound
go
like
ahead.
smaller titles though. They don't sound like AAA titles.
Well, they made Dark Souls and they made Bloodborne.
No,
So,
I'm talking about as far as like these 3 titles that he just named.
oh yeah, no, I've never heard of those titles
All
at
right.
all. I don't know anything about it. No.
All right.
Yeah.
Cool. Well,
They
see,
Don't
sound
even
kind of like
ask me.
smaller Japanese titles. I mean, am I wrong in thinking that when I heard that list?
they
No, they're strategy games.
Are they?
yeah, pretty much,
Yeah, like
pretty much.
tactical RPGs.
All right. So, Snaps, you were saying something about these games?
Yep, I said don't even ask me.
I got you. I got you. So, I don't know if anybody in the chat, if any of you guys heard of any of these games, have any input, definitely, hit up the chat. Let us know exactly what these games are because, like I said, this company is actually saying, hey, we're going to show these. And I see a lot of people with that question mark just appearing over their head like, what?
Could you do us a favor and just kind of repeat those names of the games again?
Yeah,
one more time?
definitely. We have Demon Gains 2, right? That's the first one. We have God Wars Beyond Time. That's the second. And then there's one called Root Letter. Now, it did have kind of like the Root Letter one actually had like a secondary title. Unfortunately, I forgot what it was. So
Those kind of sound like mobile game titles.
they I saw some game clips of them. They do have that kind of that Japanese feel. And I know there's people out there that like, really
Maybe
get
Sony kind of thing.
yeah, definitely. But they really get involved in like the Japanese gaming culture and stuff like that. So oh, all right, I was just checking the chat to see if anybody knew anything. So, like I said, if you guys know anything about these titles, definitely hit up the chat. Let us know what's going on with those. But
Yeah, it's becoming more apparent to me that back in the days, Japanese titles used to be the hot thing, but now they're becoming more kind of like B level, or I should say niche. Just the kind of those, the games. They're not up to par like they used to be. It just, it seems like the European and American developers are the ones that's setting the bar now.
well,
So
Just put them all on nobodycares.com.
nobodycares.com. I'm gonna search that after the podcast, by the way. But so
Yeah, they're definitely falling behind Japanese development. I mean, and they admitted themselves literally, years ago, at the beginning of the 316 PlayStation 3 era, to be honest with you. And it's only gotten worse since then.
yeah, it's too repetitive. It's just the same thing. I mean, you can only look at a anime chick with big boobs so many times without having a proper story or some kind of understanding of what's going on.
I thought that was a story.
Boobs.
Well, no, they got some games that got good stories, but they seem to gravitate away from good games like Granada 2, Xenosaga, and come to some other type of like going to the direction of Resident Evil 6, where they want to do all action and not do not present their abilities of saying that they can make a good game with a good storyline. I just don't understand it. So. That's why they're lacking, in my opinion. So that's a sad thing. We don't know.
I think the last one that I actually liked was the Wild Arm series.
Oh yeah, Wild Arm was great.
yeah.
Because it was just like a hand-drawn cartoon, and the story was so deep in all of them. And they just strayed away from it. Even like the Yakuza games, they're all rinse and repeat now. I mean, they're just, you can only play that game so many times. I don't care how the graphics change, it's still the same game.
Right.
There's nothing different about it.
All right. Well, since we got through those games that I kind of had like that big question mark over, man, I was hoping to get a little bit more information on it, but I'll do the research. You guys know that, man. I'll look into this stuff.
All
But
right, real quick. Chicken Spaghetti says, I think God War Beyond Time is a Vita game, and everybody's getting lots of lag. Just want to point that out.
Mm.
really,
I'm
all right,
watching your live. It's not lagging on my end.
They're refreshing now.
all right, cool.
They're all good. Okay, anyways, continue.
All right. In terms of the lag, I don't know. I see everything running smooth on my computer. CPU usage is down. I check all that stuff. So hopefully, YouTube is YouTube, man. Sometimes it kind of goes crazy. Hopefully it straightens out because I really want you guys to hear what we got to say. But it's funny we spent so many we spent so much time on these games that I thought would be like, oh yeah, this or yeah, no, we have no idea. But we haven't even attacked From Software here. All right, I think that
Mm-hmm.
the heavy hitter, right? From Software is no, they're working on a brand new IP. All right, they already did the Dark Souls, they did the Bloodborne, and now they're working on a new IP. And with these guys coming out and actually doing a conference, I mean, they're thinking it's something big. Do you think they're going to go away from that kind of Dark Souls aspect, that kind of I don't know, hard as hell game, take a wrong turn and you're up against some OP monster or creature or something like that? Do you think they're going to try to kind of expand their bounds a little bit and do something different? Again, I would like to start with BShadows on this. What do you think about the new IP? Like, do you think they're gonna kind of stress themselves out more?
Not unless it's a new Armored Core game, but I don't actually see them straying away from that engine. I think that's all they know at this point.
Yeah, and it's successful, right? I mean, look at
Yeah.
where they came from with the Dark Souls franchise, and then with Bloodborne on the PS4. Don, do you think that they're gonna actually, kind of reach out and try something new, or do you think they're gonna stay with what's successful?
No, they're not going to try anything new. That's my guess. I think this is their Call of Duty in their mind, and they kind of got the formula down, and they're just going to keep pumping them out. They'll call it a different name, but the reality is, it's a revision of Dark Souls or a successor to Dark Souls or spiritual successor to it. I think they just they've struck gold and they want to keep riding it out as long as they can.
I got you. All right, Newark, what do you think about like the Dark Souls? Are you into like what From Software has been bringing to the table in terms of games?
I mean, not really. I tried them out, but as far as the developers, I honestly think that they're going to be end up being like PS4 developers. I don't think they're going to be multi-platform.
See, that's interesting because I do know like I saw Dark Souls as multiplat, then I saw Bloodborne, going to the PS4, and I was thinking if they're on a new IP, maybe they would kind of share that whole thing, and it might be I don't know, an Xbox exclusive. But that's really kind of far fetched. I feel that, if you got a successful multi-platform game, and people know you in the multi-platform space, I have a feeling you'll have a tendency to kind of stay leaning towards that area. But Fuskies, have you played Dark Souls? What do you think they're gonna do with a new IP?
I haven't played much of it. I did download it recently with the new backwards compatibility for the first one.
Nice.
I definitely think they're gonna stick with that though. It's a hard game, and like Don said, that's what they know. So I believe they're gonna stick with it.
All right, I got you. Shout out to my boy Simeon, by the way. I didn't even realize like we were gonna get this much into the whole Dark Souls. Uh, I know him on Facebook. He's also my friend on Xbox Live. This guy is a Dark Souls fanatic. He absolutely loves the game, and I'm pretty sure if he's listening right now, he would wish to be in here talking about this.
The whole PlayStation 4 developer exclusive thing, that was something me and him actually discussed.
Really?
Yeah, we talked about that, but it seemed like it makes sense.
I got
But
you. Go ahead.
we'll have to see come E3,
Yeah, like
But
I mean,
I hope it's something new. I hope it's something new. I know there's not going to be any more Dark Souls or whatever. With that franchise, are they handing it off to somebody else, or
I didn't hear anything about them handing it off to anybody else. Has anybody else heard anything like
yeah,
that?
they're not going to be one that's developing the game anymore? So I thought maybe
That
but I
would
don't
be
know.
tied up in
Yeah,
the
I don't
sequel
know
to
too much about
Bloodborne.
that Dark Souls thing.
All right, I got you. Now, since we got through these, all right, we're gonna start getting into kind of what I consider the heavy hitters, and I don't know if you
Oh
can
well,
say. Go
hey,
ahead.
Bot. Let me make a suggestion. Just a hypothetical one. Now,
Oh.
I did not know that From Software made one of my favorite OG Xbox games. And if this could be, and they're having a conference and all of this, they could bring back Otage.
Oh,
If anybody remembers Otage, that was a badass game.
Oh my
That was a
goodness.
badass game. And if they're going to go with a multiplayer game, they could bring back Tenchu, which is another badass game. If anybody remember Tenchu,
Oh, I remember Tenchu.
but
I spent a
but
lot
I
of
rem-
time there.
yeah, but remember, Phil Spencer, Killer Phil, as I call him, said that he was going to start working with Japanese developers to start making other games. So of course we got Scalebound, and then of course we have the rumors of the Japanese RPG. But this can make sense that hey, look, we'll make a Tagi, or we can make Tenchu, and if that could be exclusive to Xbox, while they made, Bloodborne exclusive for the PlayStation 4, I would think that would be really huge.
That would be insane, man. Yo, good thing for bringing that up, man. That's one of the cool things about this podcast. There are so many different personalities, and we play so many different types of games that, like, if most of the people kind of you know are only on the surface with, like, From Software. Somebody like K Mega can come in and bring these titles back that, like, yeah, were absolutely amazing. I know Tenchu, like I said, I spent a lot of time with that. Oh man, and then Otagi, like I completely forgot about that title. So there seems to be a little bit more to From Software than you know what we've been dealing with the past few years. So there is some definite potential there. Absolutely
Yeah,
amazing.
yeah.
All right, but like I said, I'm rubbing my hands together for this one, man. Oh, all right. Next up, we have, of course, Microsoft is going to kick it off June 13th, 9:30 Pacific. And unless, you're either that really, really casual gamer or you've been living under a rock, so much news, so much rumors and stuff like that has come out when it comes to Xbox. All right. So, um I want to hand this off to Snaps real quick. I'm not even going to go through the list. I want to hear what people have to say.
Why me?
Why, babe? Like, there's got to be something that you want to see in the Xbox conference, or do you think is gonna happen?
Okay. Okay. So, I really, really want to see more on the HoloLens. I have a feeling they're going to talk about it, even though Xbox disagrees. Just saying,
Had to
they
throw that
just
in there.
because VR has been a big thing lately, and everybody's talking about it, etc. So, I'm thinking that they're gonna, because I was on the HoloLens website earlier, and I saw that they have several apps already designed for it, and then they have the developers kit for people to develop for the HoloLens. Um, but I did see something about a possible VR game coming in 2017, and it's with the Oculus Rift. Now, the Oculus Rift kit, which ships out, and you should receive it in August if you purchase it right now for $600, it comes with an Xbox One controller and a game. It's like Lucky's Tale or something. So I'm really curious to see more VR in the future with Microsoft, as well as I lost my train of thought.
The
Anyways,
HoloLens, right? The augmented reality as well.
yeah, they have a lot of patents in like just the month of May that kind of suggests virtual reality as well. I mean, it could be other things we could be seeing possibility. This is just me throwing it out there, a handheld Xbox kind of filler. And you know, they were talking about with the 2017 new console, possibly, you know, it's all rumor that, you know, it'll go with the VR headset for the Oculus Rift. So I'm not really sure where HoloLens is going right now.
All right, so just to go off on this topic here, when you told me you spent $600, were you trying to tell me that you were buying an Oculus Rift?
I might have,
Oh my goodness.
but it comes with an Xbox One controller, which suggests it's for the Xbox One, and it's the headset, the wires, and everything.
Oh my goodness.
And don't get it on Amazon because it's like $800 on there. It's $599 plus tax, etc.
All right. I'm speechless right now, guys. You have no idea. Uh, hey,
As far as the Oculus Rift goes for the Xbox, I have a feeling it will be announced for the Xbox, but Oculus will be making a peripheral for the Xbox One. It won't be the original Oculus Rift because of the price.
well, I don't know. They said that well the rumor is that you know the code name Scorpio, which is such a cool name by the way.
Yeah,
You know can run the Oculus, and they didn't say like a version of it or anything like that. They literally you know in rumor, like I said in rumor, they said it could run the Oculus, but they you know somewhere lines could have been crossed, and in rumors you don't you know you get a bit of truth with maybe a little bit of something else, and that would be crazy to see an Oculus Rift with like the Xbox logo on the side, real quick.
did you
Uh,
see the E3 page, like the E3 website?
no, I haven't looked
It
at that yet.
was, it was 7 virtual reality games on there for the Xbox One or developers or something like that. Like for this
What?
console.
That's crazy. All right, B
You know, I
Shadows, B
was
Shadows, man.
working for this. What's up?
I was gonna say, what do you think about the Xbox conference? What are you looking to see? What do you think's gonna happen? Let us know.
I think at this conference they're gonna show more gameplay than ever. They're gonna have more on-stage demos of games that we know we waiting on, like Recore. They'll probably show the updated version of Scalebound. I think Scalebound is gonna be exclusive for the next console, the Scorpion or whatever. I think that's why they delayed it so much. They want to push it to a limit. I
I
did
don't
hear something about the Japanese developer who was making it. He was kind of angry the way it was running currently. And I
Mm.
think if they wait to the next system, it's gonna run like they want it to, which would make more sense.
I don't think that's in
Yeah,
Microsoft vision. Like Microsoft Vision want everything to be they want everything to be forward and backwards compatible. It just scaled to everything, whether it's
I
PC.
agree. I agree with that. But I mean, they've been getting a lot of flack for that game though. A lot of it. I mean, the Japanese developers have been literally dogging them about that game and not running the way they want it to. Now, if they wait and release it for that console, I think it'll make more sense. But at the same time, there's no guarantee that people who already have Xbox One are not gonna buy it anyway.
Yeah, that would be a nice
You know
showcase
what
type.
I'm saying? Yeah, and you think about it like this too. If they release that new console, people are gonna buy it anyway. That way they can end that crap about graphics this, graphic and that. If they drop the Scorpion tomorrow or whatever it's called, it'll sell hotcakes.
Yeah, because everybody
And
I'll
want
everybody,
buy
power.
it.
yeah, everybody's about power right now. They're all about power. But I think they're gonna show that. I think they're gonna reveal more on Gears 4 and Marcus Phoenix. I think they're gonna show more of him, so they can bait more towards that game. I think they're pretty much done showing Crackdown. I know they'll probably just breeze it in there, but I don't think they really care about that. And they're probably gonna reveal some new IPs that nobody knows about right now.
Yeah, definitely on the new IPs and Crackdown. You try to say no. I'm not sure. I think Microsoft is a little more invested in Crackdown than they would normally be, seeing that they are using the cloud computing on that title, for the multiplayer aspect. So I think they're gonna advertise that a little bit more than what you might think, man. But
But I also want to tell you this though.
Possibly a beta.
I do know for a fact, and you heard it from me, and I will eat crow if it's not true.
uh oh.
But I know for a fact Phil Spencer did go have a personal conversation with Yu Suzuki about Shenmue 3. Now, we already knew it was going to be multiplat anyway, but if this is true, that means not only are we going to get Shenmue 2 back with a remake or one and 2 remake, because Microsoft, they'll fund a project if they make it exclusive.
Yeah.
So if they make an exclusive Shenmue 1 and 2 remake on Xbox One, I think Microsoft would back that. Because the original Shenmue 2 was on Xbox anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was never on PlayStation, so I think that would make more sense.
Wow.
And then
Like,
that's also helping them cater to the Japanese market.
yeah, you just kind of opened my eyes. So everybody out there that's listening right now, you heard it here. Phil Spencer went and was basically talking Shenmue with the creator. So that could be, oh my goodness. I mean, because one of the biggest things last year at Sony's E3, a lot of things that people were talking about was the nostalgia. All right, and of course they talked about Shenmue 3 as well, and oh man, Sony likes to do a whole smoke and mirrors things when it comes to games and the kind of like exclusivity of the games on their platform and stuff like that. So that would be really interesting to see the Shenmue 1 and 2 come out on the Xbox. I don't know, Mega. What do you think you're gonna see at the Xbox conference?
Well, all right. Here goes my crazy predictions. Uh,
Go big or go home,
one,
man.
yeah, go big or go home. One, I'm thinking that they will say that Xbox Live they will have a free service of Xbox Live. You will still continue to have the gold members to get more perks, but they're going to start opening up Xbox Live because if you remember, the biggest argument between this whole cross-platform thing is that PC people or the PC gamers, they do it for free. Xbox Live members, they got to pay. So what would benefit both sides is that they just open up online for free and give the option to buy Xbox Live. And I think that a lot of people would actually gravitate more people to buy Xbox Live because of the fact that they have the option for it to be free. And that's one.
Okay.
Two, that's one. Two, I will definitely hear something about the Scorpio. I don't think that they'll show it. They might show some gameplay from it. But with all that being included because of, the whole love fest for this cross-platform stuff, they're going to have a big thing where they're going to start showing all their backwards compatible games and that they're going to be able to probably stream them on their PC as well through EA Access because if you remember, EA Access has their own thing on PC as well.
Yeah, Origins Access, right?
Yeah, Origin Access. So if that's the case to where they might make Microsoft and EA can make a deal to where they're like, okay, Xbox Live, you get this, you can cross-play our EA games over there to PC, and then they'll probably present the game that most people are looking for, Fight Night. Because I don't think Fight Night is going to come out as a new game just for the fact of the legal woes that's happening. I think that if you go to Mayweather, Floyd Mayweather, and you want to get him get his likeness in the game, he's going to ask for more money than Pacquiao. Pacquiao get into a conflict, and then next thing you know, you're not going to have a game because EA is going to say, look, we're not going to generate that much money if we give you this much money. So it would be better for them to bring an old version of Fight Night, have it online, and then have it to be cross-play. And a new SSX might be in the works as well because of the games that we're coming with and with the backwards compatible. Like I said, man, I'm going big, I'm going crazy here, and
I hear this. We're all listening, man.
yeah, and I forgot my last point because I was trying to tell the whole story about that. I'll get back to it if I remember it, but so far that's what I got right now. But
all right,
I have one more, but I'll
as soon
I'll
as you
remind you guys.
remember it, man, let us know.
Okay. All right.
Let's see here. Don, did you chime in on Xbox? If not, man, we definitely want to hear what you have to say here.
Yeah, definitely. Well, I don't think they're going to show any new hardware. I'm going to be one of those bold guys that says that first.
No new, not even a slim.
Slim, but that's kind
But
of a smaller form
see,
factor
sir,
of
that's
their
hardware
existing
right
hardware.
there, man. See, you're already
Well,
you're starting
let me
off
clarify.
rocky.
Maybe that controller, which is I think is going to be a middle tier controller, something between what comes stock with the machine and the Elite. So Elite features, but kind of more of a budget version of Elite, if that makes any sense.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe mouse and keyboard type thing. They'll just kind of show it. But what I'm talking about is like platform hardware. They'll show a slim form factor, but I don't think they'll show or talk about anything about Scorpio, anything about these streaming devices, anything about your PC now being an Xbox platform as well. I think they just want to make sure the message of what they show on screen is very clear of it running on Xbox One, everything that they do show.
All right, Don, let me just you're going to be able to keep going. Let me just stop you real quick. You do know what the theme of the Xbox conference is, right?
What's the theme?
It's called Xbox and Beyond. I just want to throw
Okay.
that out there, man.
Well, I'm going bold.
I see this, man.
Right.
Bold with italics.
I'm not. I mean, let's be honest. I can be most likely I'm going to be wrong. I mean, all of us are going to be wrong.
Hey, never say that. You never know. You can be right about
Well,
everything.
The only tease you're going to see about more powerful hardware is going to be on a Phil Spencer shirt at the end of the show. Maybe some little tease of a scorpion or something, and he won't acknowledge it. It just kind of Phil's thing. You know what I mean? You're going to start anything that you saw that was CG. You're going to see actual gameplay, so you're going to see the Recore stuff. I think you're going to see a new Battletoads game. I don't think the Battletoads game is going to be like an arcade level title. I think it's actually going to be AAA. You're going to see, Sea of Thieves. People are really excited about it at Microsoft, so you're going to see a lot of stage time, I think, on that one.
Mm-hmm.
And the other, I would say, big bold prediction is that there all these other hardware features that we're talking about, or although the rumors have been leaking, I think they're gonna kind of slowly leak those out not during their conference, but during E3. So what they want to do is keep the Twitter feed all about them. I think that's their goal. So they're gonna start with games, and then they'll finish up with hardware type things later on, not in the conference, but later on into E3 when they do individual interviews.
Yeah.
All right, man. I mean, I definitely I respect your opinion, and it's real good to hear what you have to say. I will disagree with you on a few things, but hey, Fuskis, did you chime in on Xbox? If not, man, we really want to know here.
No, I haven't chimed in.
Let's do this.
I think we're gonna see some gameplay. Gears of War 4. I'm hoping Forza Horizon 2 or 3. I'd like to see that. Crackdown. I don't know. I think they may show something. They possibly may have a beta for it. They gotta show people that cloud is working, and that's where they can do it.
Agree.
Sea of Thieves looks really awesome to me. I'm excited to see some more about that.
I want their T-shirt.
Yeah, not for anything. Rare has been giving away so much stuff. Rare is so confident with this title. If you follow Rare on Twitter, tell me I'm lying. Rare is completely confident about this title, and they're just giving away like Sea of Thieves stuff like every week. But yeah, you keep going, Fuski. Anything else, man?
Off the wall prediction. I'm pretty sure they're gonna show maybe some Halo Wars 2. So
yeah,
maybe a tease of the next Halo.
That would be incredible. I know 343 has been incredibly busy, giving us content with Halo 5. If somehow they could have pulled a small team together, because I know they were working on it, at least like script wise, in terms of the story and stuff. They said they already knew where they were going for the next I don't know how many Halo titles, but if they could break like a small team off just to get a little like I don't know CGI thing going over on the side,
Right.
that would definitely be
Just
insane.
something small, just to put it out there, get your lips wet.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. All right, to
Oh, before
basically
we move on, Xbox, you gotta point out something.
what's
Chime
up?
in, yeah.
We're, you know, it's funny. We're forgetting about all the games they've already announced. I noticed everyone had announced something. I keep forgetting about some other title we already know about. It's interesting. We're going to see a lot of overlap on this stuff, but to be honest with you, like I don't think any one of us can remember all the stuff they have announced between Gamescom and last E3.
Dude,
Yeah, there was
there's
a lot of games,
there's
a
so
lot of the
much
games.
stuff. There
Yeah,
is
we ain't talked
absolutely.
about Cuphead or anything.
Well, that's something that I was kind of surprised. Like going through like everybody, and I still didn't tell you what I think about the Xbox conference, but I was
Same time.
surprised. Nobody said ID at Xbox. Their nice little sizzle reel that they do pretty much every year. Um, Not only that, you have when it comes to Halo, you have them talking about Halo Wars 2, and I like what Fuski said. Maybe a little tease for Halo 6. But you got to remember, their content is like their roadmap for the content. What they showed us ends in June, and it ends with Firefight. All right. There's a nice little bit to drop and be like, hey, by the way, that content update with Firefight, yeah, it's ready right now. Go ahead and download it. You see what I'm
Yeah.
saying? There is so
Hmm.
much stuff coming out of this camp, and that's why I would like to go into what I think when it comes to the Xbox conference. Now, first of all, the last couple of years, it's been games, games, games. I really like that theme. I like seeing all the games. I like that showing that there is software to buy for my hardware and quality software as well. Now, ever since these rumors, it seems like news and everything has switched to hardware, and I I was hoping that Microsoft would do what I consider to be like smart and have like a little something before E3, a little bit of an unveiling before E3 for like a slim model and stuff like that. And then maybe have like the gameplay that they're showing in the conference being played on this slim model just to show like yeah, it's there, it's working, all that good stuff, right? I'm completely excited for a modular Xbox. Um I do think they're going to show something on it, but with that whole year span, I'm not sure if they're going to make it like a feature. It's going to be kind of like a tease. You know what I'm saying? I think it's going to be a little bit more than a T-shirt, but I think there's going to be a tease there. All right. But then again, like I said, it's all about the games, man. All right, Scalebound, Gears of War 4, Crackdown, Sea of Thieves. Sea of Thieves is one of my most anticipated titles. All right. They said it's releasing this year. I cannot wait. I want to be the first one in line to pick that game up because from what I've seen, from what Rare has shown so far, uh, that game looks absolutely amazing. And um, like we said, Microsoft's really excited for it. You have like Aaron Greenberg and a bunch of like Xbox reps and executives. They're already playing like the latest build of that game, and they're going crazy with themselves. Like, I heard Aaron Greenberg said that he grabbed a fish while everybody was trying to get their ship together to sail, and he's just running around slapping people with a fish and stuff like that. It's something I'm really interested in.
That's how they're going to end that trailer. Someone getting stuck down with a fish.
Now, new IPs though. All right, because like we know about the Cuphead. One thing I do want to say when it comes to like the smaller titles, the indie titles, is the game below. I don't want to see it anymore. All right, it looks like a very interesting game, but they've been talking about it since launch. All right, like the launch of the console. It's about time that it comes out. I know
It's kind of like that.
developers. I
It's kind of
know
like the Xbox No Man's Sky. This is what you're trying to say?
pretty much, pretty much. But the funny thing is, like, Microsoft didn't try to put it out there on that spotlight and have the developer on Jimmy Fallon and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? but it's been there. People have had interest for it. They just want it out already. All right, it's been a long time. Um, but in terms of new IPs, I do have. I think this is the year for the Perfect Dark reboot. Um, I feel that they are going to go third person over the shoulder. All right, it's not going to be released until like 2017, maybe 2018. All right, but they are. I have a feeling they're going to let people know that it's in the works. They're going to show something incredible with it. Um, it's a title that can definitely make a bounce back. I know a lot of people, still talk about Perfect Dark, and I don't know. I was thinking about a game, but I'm not sure if I'm going to say it now. I might hold off to the end of the show. But I think all in all, Microsoft is going to have an absolutely great show. And as long as they keep it game after game after game, you're going to have the indie little sizzle reel thing. You're going to have, I forget his name, but the little bald guy with the glasses come out and stuff like that. But that's what I want to see. And I think a lot of people, even though the rumors of all this hardware and stuff, I still feel a lot of people want to see that they are backing this up with a bunch of software. And I don't know. I could be wrong. They could make they could make an hour of the show all hardware, but I would put that as a loss for them then. I'm just saying.
Everybody in the chat saying say it. Mostly brownies and rock and rolla. And I'm trying to read, but my eyes won't.
Xbox.
Dang it, Xbox.
All right. Well, no, the funny thing was,
Can y'all hear me?
I had this
Yes.
idea for a while, man. I should have made a video on it, but I think I think Microsoft is gonna do a Knights of the Old Republic, either a sequel or a remake to it. Um, that would be absolutely amazing to me. Like that is one of the games I lost part of my life playing. Okay.
I would do a backflip, and I'm a big guy, man. I would do a back damn flip if they bring back KOTOR.
It's
Hey, Xbox.
what's up?
I didn't chime in about the Xbox conference, but I had a little something to say real quick.
Oh no, say exactly what's on your mind. This is I try to get the most time for this, so
I think the majority of the I think I'd say 30% of the conference is going to be targeted towards system features, the anniversary update.
yeah.
I think a lot of the conference is going to be targeted toward games, but I think they're going to save some for Gamescom. And as far as the new hardware, I see a spring 2017 reveal and the launch in the winter of 2017, and the little streaming boxes. Cheap streaming boxes are slim, and everybody in attendance will get a free slim like they did with the 360S.
Oh,
Nice.
oh man.
That's what I see.
I told not for anything. I told shout out to Anchorman. I was talking to him last night playing Overwatch, and I was like, man, not for anything. I could go with you to E3, and we could get one of those big trench coats, and I could sit on your shoulder, and then we could act like one person, and I could get in there. And I don't think he was having that. But dude, in terms of features, you are right. I do believe in what K Mega said as well. Like I said, there's just so much stuff, man. But that whole tiered system for live and kind of taking the multiplayer out of that paywall, but having the paid subscription for the games with gold, seeing the games with gold take an even bigger step up as well, because that's now what people are paying, not just to play online, but to get the games with gold and the deals with gold and stuff like that. So, I mean, Microsoft has to sweeten the pot even more when it comes to something like that. But I could definitely see that happening. And then with the anniversary update, I mean, you have Cortana, you have background music, which is one of the reasons why I think they made SSX backwards compatible. Hey guys, try to say that 5 times fast.
Yeah.
You all know how that's gonna turn out.
But like, cause they have a feature in the menus for music, and you could have literally taken the music off of your 360 hard drive that you put on there, and have that be the background music while you're playing SSX. Um, but it's just a
Did you
lot
say
of
it's
good
an
stuff, man.
anniversary? Did you say it was an anniversary?
Yes.
Now, what if they made a Halo Zero? Show how Master Chief first got in the costume.
Oh wow.
That would be crazy.
you
Wow.
BShadows, you're my new best friend
Finally
for
show
saying
him.
that.
So you think about it, that's the only thing they haven't done to the Halo series already. There's 5 games. They never made a Zero. They just had, from the very beginning, you see Master Chief locked up in that suit. Nobody knows why he's in there, how he got in there, what happened. They go into a backstory and they can show how it all began, his first battle.
hmm Well, like
And show him as a kid.
I was
That would
gonna
be
say
sweet.
with the Halo franchise, they do have the books and stuff that kind of showed, you know, that he was a child, that he was basically abducted from his family. He was replaced with a clone. The clone dies at a certain age. They think that their son died, but in all actuality, he's been kind of like commandeered by the military for this project. But to actually be able to play through that, that would be absolutely amazing.
That would be wild.
That would be
Just
wild.
think about it. And they already made the remasters of the first 1 through 4.
hmm
That will put all the Halo games on one console.
Yeah, and then to see that struggle, because I'm a Halo fan. I know the story, and I know the struggle that was within the story. Just that struggle alone, if they can capture that in a game form, not only would it be good for the people who are already Halo fans, but it would definitely, I think it would definitely attach and get new Halo fans out of the crowd as well. So man, dude, BShadows, yo, thanks, man. Like I haven't heard anybody say anything like that. That is amazing. Um,
I want to finish my because it came back to me while
oh,
you was talking. It's only just 2 things. I'm going to say that they're going to bring that RPG, which is going to be Lost Odyssey 2.
Ooh.
I think they're really pushing that. And then the big one, it won't be presented at E3. It'll be presented at Gamescom, but you'll see Phil in a Fable 4 shirt, which means that Fable is going to be taken over by Rare
oh my
since they
goodness.
still kept the
Oh.
property. That's what I'm thinking.
Oh my goodness. Now with all these ideas put together, man, like say just like all these ideas put together that we just had, you think they could fit that into 90 minutes?
What about 2
Yeah, I was
more?
just.
Oh, 2 more.
What's happening with Insomniac? We gonna see a Sunset
Oh
Overdrive
my
2?
goodness.
Could. We could. We
Yeah.
could. Or Rise too. What about Rise? I mean, we know the relationship was shaky, but still, Rise is not a multiplat. It just went over to the PC. So, you know,
Last night.
mhm.
We could keep going.
I know,
Yeah, we
right?
can
So
keep
much.
going with this. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I do want to see a Sunset Overdrive 2. For people who know me personally, I'm sequel. You sometimes think, and I could see Microsoft backing that title up.
Yeah, but that game lacked multiplayer, like big time. Like it kind of ruined the experience for me because I'm a big multiplayer person.
Yeah, you wanted co-op. I think because you wanted to shoot me with the explosive teddy bear.
That's not the point. I'm just saying it would have been a lot more fun if there was like mass multiplayer or co-op, etc.
Yeah, that was
Well,
one of
there
the
was
biggest
She's
co-op.
gripes.
right. She's right. But see, that's just kind of like how Rise is. Everybody talks about how good the online was, but the story was good itself. The story of Rise was excellent, but
Mhm.
it just was, repetitive because you was fighting the same warriors. But just think if that at a broader scale, and then shout out to them.
For a reason. Like they're gonna make another skate, so they bring in the next skate. They're gonna make another XXX, so they bringing that out. What about Project Gotham and like somebody else?
Oh, you just tugged at Newark's heart right there, man.
That's a sore subject, man.
Project Gotham 5. And then you have like somebody else said in the comment section. I was gonna say it earlier. Jet Grind Radio. Bring that back because they just made that.
Oh, that's radio.
So it's like
Lace Chucks.
so much stuff.
Yeah, Alan Wake 2.
Oh yeah, Alan Wake
It
2.
was
I mean,
confirmed that
they
we
got
was
so
gonna
many things they can bring back right now that they can blow our minds at E3 because they've been keeping everything super quiet for a reason. Or
Who's
they
to
might
say a lot
even
of this?
announce
You
a
know,
baseball game.
I believe this E3 gonna be something that we all least expect. Just like
Yeah.
Phil
Yeah.
last night, like he was blown away.
Yeah, and that's what I was trying to say from like the beginning of the podcast. Like when a few months ago, like before people started talking about the rumors with the Neo and all that good stuff, it just kind of seemed like it was going to be a good E3, nothing really crazy, but it just seemed like the momentum started building, kind of like that snowball on the top of the mountain. And it just seems like that you look back at it now, that mountain is like Mount Everest, and the snowball is almost to the bottom, and it is huge right now.
Yep. He
But
said they're doing what they never done before, and he's blown away.
the Rise 2 thing was real interesting because I was actually I was in Crossfire podcast, with Mooch yesterday. Shout out to him. I'm pretty much on there every Friday. I love talking
Yeah,
to
good
those guys
show.
as
Good
well.
show. I watched. I listened to the whole thing last night. Really good show, guys.
yeah,
Shout out to you guys.
Watching that. It was a good podcast.
Nice. Yeah,
Mhm.
yo, real cool group of people. But so since you watched the show, Mikey Barra just kind of dropped in. Um, and when we were talking about Rise, I really love Mikey Barra because he's not afraid to say stuff. And he says to this day, Rise graphically, he says he will put that with anything that's out today, and the graphics stand up to that.
He
And
said he also worked on it too.
yeah, and of course he went back with the whole when you work on something you give it a couple extra points and all this good stuff. But to hear him say like how much he's backing that, it shows me that Microsoft has a positive look on that title, and to have a sequel is almost a no-brainer. It's just I don't know when that sequel would come out. You see what I'm saying? All right, well that was
Yeah,
an
that would be awesome.
awesome talk
Can
when it goes to
can I throw,
Xbox.
can I throw one more in before we leave?
Yeah, go ahead.
They announced they're going to make the original Xbox games backwards compatible.
I was thinking that too.
Jade Empire, here I come. Jade
Really?
Empire, here I
Dropping
come.
bombs.
Oh, Jade
Phil Spencer
Empire.
said that. He said
He
that
did.
they was making that system backwards compatible to what they wanted to make. They named it the One because they wanted to be the one console that plays all Xbox games. He did say that.
He did. I remember
See,
the
funny,
interview.
you're saying Jade Empire, and the first thing I thought of, and this is how strange I could be sometimes, is Kung Fu Chaos. Dude, yeah,
Wow.
yo, the art style and the gameplay and being on those cheesy sets where you see the strings and all that good stuff, that game was absolutely amazing to me. Dude, I played so much of that game. But
Oh yeah.
I would definitely love to see that. Now, with them, bringing back those original titles from the original Xbox, do you think it's put the disc in play, or is it going to be? Do you think it would be only digital?
It wasn't ever a digital Xbox One game, so they might make the library digital. But I wish Microsoft
Yeah.
made their own sports studio like they did with the original Xbox.
Like NFL Fever and stuff like that?
Yeah, all of that.
Dude, I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry, Mega. I know you agree with me on this, but like, I gotta say, like, I haven't bought a Madden game ever since like 2K stopped making
Madden
NFL.
16 is really good though.
Yeah, no, I think EA
The
needs
last man is
competition.
legit.
EA,
They do. They do. They do.
All right, there's nobody to compete with them, therefore they can come out with it whatever they want. It's just it has the NFL title on it. So I mean, what are you gonna do if you want to play with your favorite NFL team? You're gonna get Madden.
They were 1 year away from me not buying a Madden ever again, and me missing out on this year's Madden, which was really good, because I was done. They went a whole generation in a year. You know, after the generation was over, they went a whole generation, like what 9 years of having a shitty Madden, and I was tired of it. You know, I mean, you know, what I'm saying, I couldn't tell you how many times that I was just kind of like, man, why am I keep buying this stupid game? I'm not buying it anymore. And then I said, well, when I heard about the new consoles, then I said, okay, I'll give them another chance. And Madden 25 was decent. It wasn't all that great, but it was decent. It was better. And then this man was okay, but they're still in the damn pot, because if and then I'll close their ass up like they're a lobster and let them squeeze, and they'll be done. I'm through with them. I got no time with that. So they got to do it, but I agree that they need competition. That's the reason why I made a video saying that EA needs to stop making live and just make NBA Streets, because that's what the people will buy with NBA 2K, and that would make NBA 2K. Even though the park is real popular, people would still gravitate over there to NBA Streets because it's such a different type of game. It would be perfect.
The old Jordan with the gold chains and actually some hair on top of his head.
Yes. What? Bring that back. Bring that back. And then, you know, how EA has all these games going with, you know, they're saying they're going to bring some of these old compatible games back. Then all of those games from EA Big, bring them back, because everybody loves some if not all of those games from EA Big, from SSX to Def Jam Fight for New York to, you know, to Fight Night. Bring those games back. That's why I was making a prediction that EA is going to do this thing with Microsoft to sweeten the pot for EA Access to become bigger and better than PlayStation Now ever could be.
Other developers want to add titles to the EA Vault also.
Exactly. Yep. That's a great point, Nord. Because they did. I read a report on that. That I think that you posted, Will. So you know it's.
Hold on. What did the report say? I'm sorry. I was looking at the chat as well. And I only half heard what Will said. Will, what did you say about EA?
Other studios want to add their titles to the EA Access Vault.
Oh goodness. Oh man. EA's.
It sounds like they worked out some sort of like deal where they can obviously feel like they can make money off of it.
EA is coming after Activision, guys. EA is not playing. EA wants Activision's heart. They want to do just like dude from Mortal Kombat, grab the heart, squeeze that shit, let the blood drain on them. They want them done. That they don't want to be known as the most hated company of all time.
Mm-hmm.
They want to make those.
Yeah. Think about it though. What he just said. Other companies want to add their games to Access. Let me tell you how great that already shut down PS Now, which that's what they want to do anyway. You heard Peter Moore himself get pissed off every time somebody even asked him about PlayStation and Access. So basically, if other people add their stuff to EA Access, look at the price: $40 a year versus PlayStation Now is $45 every 3 months.
Damn.
They're already killing them. And you're just adding more to it. Not to mention the games are physically installed, not streaming, so you get the exact quality they would be on a physical disc.
Well, you can see Peter being kind of pissed because when I heard that when EA kind of presented Sony with EA Access, they basically came out and said they didn't do it because it's not a good value for their consumers, but yet PlayStation Now is. Yeah, go figure that out, man.
Dude, that just cemented the relationship between EA and Microsoft. To be honest with you, I think a lot of stuff you're going to see on EA stage, it's all going to be done with an Xbox One controller in hand, and you're going to see that little splash screen in front of a lot of stuff. Titanfall, you name it. You're going to see a lot of that just to start off with.
If y'all haven't already noticed, that contract they got with Microsoft and Sony hadn't even paid attention. If you look at all the sports titles that have came out this year on the Xbox versus the PlayStation, the Xbox versions have a different engine. Even FIFA and on PlayStation looks completely different than the one on Xbox.
Really?
And when you look at Madden, even Pasta Padre pointed this out. One of his blogs, he was like, man, he was like, why the hell does Madden look different on Xbox, and why they have dynamic lighting and better textures and stuff like that? They even had way more color. Because everybody kept asking me why the PS4 version looks so faded. Yeah, they give Xbox an exclusive texture and lighting details, and they don't give it to PlayStation owners.
It's the same with Call of Duty. Remember when everybody played that demo of Black Ops 3, it was so fun. It looked gorgeous. It was fluid. I was like, oh, this Call of Duty might be legit. Then when we bought the game and we played it on the X1, it was totally different. It was jaggy. It was back to the old nasty ass Call of Duty way of playing. And then I played it on the PlayStation 4. It looks better. It runs better. Believe it or not, on that ragged ass, online, it just outperforms. No, it outperforms the X1. Significantly. So, that's the whole thing about it, about these deals. It's unfortunate, but it's true.
Yeah.
Wow, I actually
Chicken spaghetti.
I didn't even know that about the sports titles with EA. Yo, BShadows, who did you say said that again? Because we got to shout him out, man.
Pasta Padre. He did a whole comparison of Madden on the Xbox versus the PlayStation. He was showing how the colors was all washed out of the PS4 version.
Nice. Yo, as
What Chicken Spaghetti, in your comment section, just said, "What if Xbox showed up a new exclusive True Crime?" Just to answer your question, True Crimes never stopped getting made. They just changed the name of it. Sleeping Dogs.
Yeah, Sleeping Dogs.
Yeah.
Sleeping Dogs is True Crime for Hong Kong, so they never stopped making those games. They just changed the name.
I got you. Yo, shout out Chicken Spaghetti. Yo, shout out to everybody, in the chat. The interaction is amazing. You guys are doing awesome. But we could sit here and we could talk about Xbox like freaking all night, basically. I mean, I know I can anyway. We have 2 more conferences that we have to go through here. Actually, well, 3 if you count Nintendo, but Nintendo, yeah. We'll let BShadows handle Nintendo. I heard he's a big Nintendo fan.
Yeah.
All right, we do have to. It is a conference. We got to talk about this, and I think BShadows might have something to say on this end. I think K Mega might have something to say on this end. It would be good to hear what you guys have to say. The next conference is the PC Gamer Conference. If you guys saw the first one last year, it didn't get a lot of praise. I actually watched it. It was a little draggy. It was a little dry. I know they had Phil Spencer on there and stuff like that, but this one, 2 of the big things that are gonna be shown, like developers are coming from Ark Evolution Evolved, which is a really cool title. We have it in my house. My son plays it like religiously every day. Absolutely loves that game. And of course, Star Citizen. Now, in terms of the PC, I'm just going to say something here. With the Vive and the Oculus out and stuff like that, I think a lot of this conference is going to be VR. I think they're going to... What's up, Snaps?
I said yes.
I think the majority of this is going to be VR. But they do have those 2 titles, that Star Citizen title, and they have that Arc title that it's gonna make me watch. All right.
There is supposed to be a game announced for the Oculus and the Xbox for 2017, supposedly. I don't know what it is because it's supposed to be announced, but that'd be pretty exciting.
Yeah, that's absolutely crazy. And it was funny when they first started talking about like the partnership with the Oculus and Microsoft, and then they said how an X1 controller was going out with every Oculus, and I believe Microsoft helped design the sensor, or I believe they helped design the sensor that comes with the Oculus as well, if they didn't design it completely. I just knew that down the line something was going to happen with that. I don't know how many other people felt the same way. Guys, did you see that coming with like a bigger partnership between like Oculus and Microsoft?
Oh yeah, I saw that years in the making. I mean, Microsoft owns part of Facebook.
Yes.
So they have some investments there. So as soon as Facebook kind of grabbed them up, I kind of saw that happening. That relationship was already there.
Yeah.
And then anytime you're dealing with newer tech and you're trying to deal with all the latency issues that you have to deal with on virtual reality, Microsoft's right on the forefront of trying to help those people out. So yeah, that didn't surprise me at all, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I got you. Um, like yeah, I saw it same way as you, Don. I saw it as soon as I saw that Facebook acquired all that. I was like, all right, well, Microsoft is a part of that, and I started putting two and two together, and basically making nachos. Is what I would like to say on that. But with is anybody excited about like the PC Gamer Conference? Shadows, I know you and K Mega, you guys do like to play on the PC, so I'll start with you, Shadows, and I'll go over to K Mega, and then I'll see what everybody else has to say. But Shadows, are you excited for this conference, and what do you think you'll see when it comes to the PC Gamer Conference?
I just think they're gonna show. I just think they're gonna show like more gameplay of Lawbreakers, that Cliffy B game.
Yeah.
Um, because it's not free anymore, so they're probably gonna show all the stuff you gotta pay for now. And
Mm-hmm.
I think they're gonna show more news on updated graphics processors and cards and stuff like that that's coming out. More like hardware pieces and stuff like that. I think they're gonna speak more hardware than they will game with this one. I did hear that they're gonna show you how Forza Apex is going to be working with the virtual reality thing. I seen some kind of screenshot they leaked out a couple of days ago and took it back off the internet. Somebody actually playing with it. So that's going to be unique just to see that Microsoft and them work together on some of their PC games with Windows Store. So that's it. I
Wow.
don't think anything is going to happen. I think it's going to be a short conference. I don't think there's going to last that long. I don't think there's much to show right now.
I got you. Yeah, I don't think it's gonna last that long either. I just hope that they kind of they go in and just kind of just throw those jabs. You got the Ark, the Star Citizen, like you said, that Forza demo. I'd be interested to see that. Um, but I do see with the PC space, in terms of what they're trying to sell with PC. I mean, you got these VR headsets. I just see the majority of it being virtual reality. Mega, is there anything you want to see on the PC Gamer Conference?
Emulators? No, I'm just playing. Okay. No, I think B Shadow. This is more B Shadow's department. I do enjoy playing on the PC, but to me, I think that they'll show a lot of the Oculus Rift and I guess what is the HTC, and I think that they'll announce that like Arc and like maybe Elite Dangerous could be cross-platform, maybe
I can
with the
see that.
X1,
Definitely
and
see that.
then maybe Elite Dangerous could be have access with one of those VR headsets, which would be awesome. And then I think that they'll probably present because it's I read a rumor that what's the PC's biggest race car game is it's the simulated racer. It's got a weird name. I can't think of it right now. You know what I'm talking about?
I think
Uh,
it's Forza.
No, you're
It's
talking about
what?
the Kickstarter game.
No. It's an actual game. It's been out for a long time, but it's a
something
racer. It's like
Costa,
Forza.
It's a
uh,
Forza.
Aru Costa or something like that.
Yeah, it's going to come to the consoles. So they'll probably have something to maybe where they'll have crossplay with that, with the VR headset being capable of, you driving that game, with the VR headset. So that's all I got. But
I got you. Hey,
I think it's going
Mega.
to be a lot of crossplay.
Mega, Chicken Spaghetti just hit up the chat. He said Elite Dangerous is confirmed to work with the Oculus Rift. And
Nice.
yeah, you could
One
definitely
prediction down, baby. One prediction down.
1-0,
20
man.
more to go.
1-0.
Yes.
Retire. You're undefeated.
I'm undefeated, baby. Yes.
Wasn't Microsoft having a Windows 10 conference at E3 also?
I haven't heard
I heard he
anything.
was doing two conferences. One that has something to do with the Xbox and PC.
Really, really.
Yeah, Phil's gonna have some time on stage, is what I understand.
All right. Well, Newark. Since you came out with that, I'm pretty sure you've thought about this for a while, man. You are on top of things when it comes to Windows and stuff like that. What do you think you're gonna see with, the PC Gamer Conference and then what the Windows 10? What do you think you're gonna see?
I think well with the PC conference, I think we want to see a lot of World of Warcraft type news, like those type of games or whatever.
Okay.
A lot of are, and I hope as far as like the Xbox, I hope like all the Xbox first party games that's on PC be cross platform. I would
Hmm.
like to see how Xbox and Windows work together.
Yeah.
That's what I think though, because I know mainly all the Xbox One first party titles is coming to PC.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. I know people came out and they were talking about the Halo series, and there was a bunch of people that jumped right on boards, like see Halo 5 and stuff like that. And if you looked at the article, they were talking about future iterations. Not saying that Halo 5 isn't going to come to PC. I think it will
They're
eventually.
only the ones that want it to come to PC. Like I like a game that has a big install base. That's more people to play with.
Exactly, man.
It'll last
Exactly.
longer.
That's the beautiful thing about PC is that you can go back to some of those old games, and there are people still playing it in abundance, and that's why I think it's so genius for this cross platform. Because some just think of like a game like The Crew, like we just got it free on X1. You could go now if it's not cross play now, but you can go there and it won't be that big. It won't have that many people playing it. But if you cross play it with other people that's playing on the PC, man, you'll have hundreds of thousands still playing the game. So what I'm saying, there is benefits to that, and it gives longevity to older games that need that life, because they're good classic games.
Dude, when you take racing games as like the example when it comes to crossplay and playing on PC, the first thing I think about, because Mega, you know me, I love racing games. I'm like, man,
Absolutely.
more noobs to take advantage of, pretty much.
Yeah, 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 yeah. You can lap a couple of fools. I can vouch for that.
I'm one of them.
Oh, really? Yeah, yeah. So
All right. Well, Don's more familiar with computers as well. I'm not sure in terms of gaming and stuff like that, but I kind of figure he would have something to say about the PC Gamer Conference. So Don, what do you think is going to happen?
I honestly I have more to say about it this year than I would say probably last year, to be totally honest with you. With the recent leaks of Microsoft's kind of roadmap, how they're kind of expanding the Xbox beyond just the standard box that we have, on our shelf right now. There's supposedly going to be a PC interface that is basically Xbox, in the regards to like an overlay interface type situation. You're also going to probably see them strengthen those ties, believe it or not, with Steam because they have to,
Mhm.
that sort of thing. Um, you're also going to see them come out and talk about what support they have in regards to certain graphic cards, technology, and that sort of stuff. What the X12 is going to support, because that's where that audience lies and lives. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So AMD is probably going to have some announcements. NVIDIA is going to have some announcements, and I think you guys hit it with the whole VR thing. But I also think Phil's going to do a little bit of a roadmap, what cross-buy is, what type of games are going to be coming over, something a little more cemented in stone, a little less of this guesswork that we've kind of been all kind of wondering and worrying, and as consumers kind of concerned. I think they got a little more solid an idea where they're going with that, and they're kind of going to put the post in the ground and go from there. So
Got you, got you. Well, I want to talk to our newest VR enthusiast right here. Hey, Snaps. With this PC conference, has this struck something in you that you might want to watch and see what this conference has in store, and what would you like to see from this? Uh oh, did we lose her?
Think we did.
She's
Trying to
still
close
here.
out the game.
Yeah, I see it in the chat.
Yeah, she's still
Uh
here.
uh uh.
go tap her on the shoulder and tell her to
I
unmute
got
her
yeah,
mic.
I know. She's right in the next room. She actually said she's frozen right now, so She said
Tell
she's
her
gonna
close the
pass.
tabs.
Well, I'm gonna let her know because I know like VR. If oh man, if she dropped that bomb and it's true about like the Oculus Rift in my house, it's gonna be crazy tonight. Um, yeah. As soon as she gets everything back together, we'll definitely let her chime in on how she feels about all that. Um, all right, so we're running on about 15 minutes here, which is actually kind of cool because Nintendo doesn't really have anything. They have like a treehouse stream or something that's coming at the end. But before then, of course, you have Sony. All right. Let's start off with Fuski's here. When it comes to the Sony conference, what do you think you're going to see? Is there anything you're excited to see when it comes to this conference?
Um, I guess the Final Fantasy VII remake. I'm sure they're going to show that. I
Mhm.
know it's coming to Xbox too, but I think that's one of their big things they're going to show this year. That's about the only thing I'm really interested in. I honestly don't have too much interest in anything on PlayStation, unfortunately.
All right. Well, there's been a rumor that the people are saying that Sony might be kind of backtracking and not showing the Neo on their stage this year. All right, because at first it was
Hmm.
like it was almost a guarantee that yeah we're showing the Neo. I mean, if it's coming out in like October or so, like you would figure they would show it at E3 just to give it that time to settle in with a wide range of people. Do you think they're going to show the Neo?
I don't think so.
No.
Nah, I don't think so either. I
I
think
do.
they'll wait until Microsoft shows something, like they always do,
I think
and go off of that.
Hmm.
they're gonna show games running on Neo and saying that's PS4, but that's another topic. But I don't think they're gonna show the console.
Yo,
Maybe
Will.
Paris, which is it's like a Paris game, something like that. Paris show or
Yeah.
something like that they be doing.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
Right
Gamescom.
around
Yeah.
games.
They got Gamescom and then they got the yeah. They do got a Paris game show, kind of like close to the Tokyo game show.
Yeah, they started last year, like really touting that whole Paris thing. So
Yeah.
I know a couple people
Well,
on
that was because they were
Facebook.
sparse.
Well, a couple
They
people
were
on
sparse at
Facebook were
that time.
saying that that's a incredibly legitimate conference that they're doing. So yeah, whatever. All right,
I
Foos,
think they're gonna show it.
any other predictions when it comes to the Sony conference?
I think they'll show us the Last Guardian. They're gonna give us a date on it finally that it'll actually come out with. Horizon, they'll probably show a little gameplay. Um, God of War 4 would be my big prediction if they were gonna have that. That would be pretty cool. But
Yeah, it's now or never with God of War 4.
hmm
Yeah, I think they'll end the conference with the God of War 4 thing. All right, well, Newark, since you were talking, what are your Sony predictions?
I think we're gonna see more gameplay of Horizon. I'm actually looking forward to that. I like how the game looks. The God of War, I think we're going to see 60% of the show talking about VR. We're going to see some Gran Turismo VR, probably Project Cars running on the VR, Assetto Corsa, like the main games running on VR. Probably see some apps that take advantage of the virtual reality. I think that most of the show is going to be about VR and probably some indies. They probably got a little bit of blockbusters or whatever.
I got you. I got you. Yo, B Shadows. What do you think's gonna be shown at Sony?
Like he said, more indies and more third-party trailers.
Oh
I
yeah,
think the only way they're gonna show the Neo at this E3, they're gonna base it off of what Microsoft press conference does.
yep.
Same thing they
yeah,
did last year. They waited to see how good the Microsoft show was gonna be. If Microsoft has a big reveal of anything and they feel like it's not their show is not gonna be that great, they're gonna drop Neo news.
They're going to talk about sales
They're-
too.
Yeah, it's gonna talk about there are 40 million systems sold worldwide. Blah blah blah. They love tooting their own horn about their numbers, so they're gonna be great about pushing numbers and make people feel like they're a pat on the back. But what people are not gonna comprehend is the fact that yeah, you just sold 40 million, and you tell me it's junk. You know what I'm saying? I mean, like I had a guy tell me yesterday, why would I want to? I'm about a Neo because why would I want to play with the vanilla PlayStation 4? So I was just like, wow. So
vanilla.
I think they will. Yeah,
The
so they
thing
call it the
is,
vanilla version. So I'm like, That's basically like, I think they're gonna do it. They're gonna show something. If Microsoft's press conference is good, if Microsoft conference is like, they'll just show some indie, release some more trailers of some games that's probably gonna come out in 2019.
I wish
And
Microsoft would flip the script and
Yeah,
let
that's
them
all.
go first.
What's up,
you said
Will?
what?
Like the conference times, is that set in stone forever? Because like they can't never change the times up of the conferences.
No, Microsoft always goes first.
They just pick
Ever
it,
since
yeah.
they've been out, they always go first. And I don't understand why that's like that because Nintendo's not there anymore. I mean, before, it was three shows. It was Microsoft, Sony, then Nintendo. And back then, it was like Sega and other people like that. But Sega's gone. Nintendo's gonna be a Tokyo Game Show. They're not gonna have a press conference. So it's like it should be. I think they should rotate that. That way, Sony can't be planning behind backstage. Oh, they show went too good. We've got to throw this in there.
Hmm.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think that's what happened with that Uncharted reveal.
If they would have went first in
Uh-huh.
2013, it would have been a different generation. Because they would have announced
Yeah.
the DRM and a $500 console.
See, that is the one place where I would say, yeah, you're right. They should switch spots. But you know what? If Microsoft wants to go first, like, don't back down, man. You want to go first. You want to be the first one out there. You want to be the first one done with your conference and then mingling with the crowd and stuff like that. Do that. All right. Don't just change your ways just because of this one company. That's how I feel about it. Um, be it right or wrong or whatever. I was like, if Microsoft they want to go first, go ahead. The only time where I felt like it was really like really bad for them is with the consoles a couple years back because like you said, if Sony came out first, they would have actually I'm still not sure if they would have said anything about the always online or if they would have kind of kept it under wraps and kind of said stuff later on at their booth, kind of like, yeah, get all the full details here and stuff like that. But if they want to go first,
But
let
no,
them. I know
the
I'm excited
PS4,
to see it
the
at
PS4.
12:30.
Yeah, because I don't
Before the systems,
want that.
What's up,
what did
B?
you say?
What's up, BShadows?
Oh no, I was saying before the consoles even launched, it was originally that the Xbox and the PS4 were supposed to be online all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Sony flipped that script once old Dan Maddox, whatever his damn name, spoke out and put a negative vibe on them. When they did that, then Sony flipped the script and then had that commercial waiting about to swap the games out. They did that shit behind stage. If you go back and look at that commercial, they were behind stage when they did. They were filming that just then.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. I mean,
Yeah, they filmed that right then.
but I mean, like financially with Sony and Sony, they are still financially in trouble. I don't want anybody to think otherwise. You could just go and check out the price of their stock right now. You could check it on your cell phone, wherever you are. Uh, they needed to do something. All right, they saw that was happening, and they felt like this is what they had to do. And you're right, they did it right there behind closed doors, and just switched everything out and tried to come out with that those God rays shining from the sky down through the roof and just hitting them. But something happens when you poke a beast like Microsoft though, and I think they've been poking for way too long. It's about to get serious, man. But all right, who else wants to chime in on Sony here?
Delays.
Oh,
I
Still
got.
not it.
Dang. Oh, that's funny. Yeah, pretty much the same thing with me. They're gonna show a lot of games that's not gonna come out for a couple of years. They will show. I just think it's like Will said, it's now or never for God of War. I'm really stoked about that. That will actually get me to get a Neo for God of War. Um, I think they'll show it's as much as we've already seen. Oh my God, Uncharted 4 for so many years. We'll see some DLC for it. They'll probably bring another classic back, from the PlayStation 3
or say they
and
will.
remake it. Don't know which game that'll be, but they'll bring that game. They'll bring one of those games back. They'll try to present something for the Vita, which basically is the indie titles. They'll talk very small about that, but they will talk mostly about VR because they got to really push that. I think that they really hurt themselves by bringing out this VR thing right now. But that's another subject. Um, they'll definitely show something from Gran Turismo. And from what I'm understanding, this is supposed to be Gran Turismo 7, not Gran Turismo Sport. So the game is still in development. So hopefully the game will look better. I hope so for that fact, because I have a lot of respect for Gran Turismo because it was at one point in time the king of racers, and so it should give Forza a good competition. I want the competition to still be there. So I hope Forza will. I'm not Forza, but Gran Turismo GT do really well. Other than that, man, it's just going to be a lot of hype, a lot of third-party titles that will make people get excited and say that Sony won the conference. Hopefully they'll show. Hopefully they'll show something from Kingdom Hearts 3. We haven't seen anything from that.
They're
We'll
definitely
see.
gonna show that, man.
Yeah, we'll see that big weasel thing with a flame on his tail, and the Last Guardian.
Story.
Yeah, the never-ending story creature, and the little boy. So we'll see that. I'm dead on that.
Man.
And I used to love the Inko series a lot. Shadow of the Colossus was great, but come on. I mean, it's been too long. There's just some games that just need to just be buried in the dust. But I know I sound like I'm bashing. I'm sorry. All in all, the conference is going to be basically the same, but just with a lot of VR talk with it, and hopefully that they'll show some better looking games than what they did at the conference they did at California. So the PlayStation Now experience.
I got you. The Last Guardian has been talked about for so long. They got to change the name to the Retired Guardian because that's pretty much what the story's going to be about.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much. No, I think that they are going to show something of the Neo though, because it's rumored that they're going to bring that system out this year.
Yeah.
So
before October.
Yeah, October. So they have to show it pretty soon. So
I'm with you. They're going to show that thing, man.
I think they're going to show it.
I think they're going to show that thing. But I am so happy we have Snaps back here. Unfortunately, there was technical difficulties and whatnot, but I know we left off with you about like the PC and the VR stuff. If there was anything you want to see about that, so if you could tell us that and then go into what you think Sony might show, that would be really awesome.
Well, pretty much what everybody else said about Sony. I mean,
I hear you.
Indies and stuff like that. I don't really pay too much attention to it. I just hear everybody else talk about it. As far as the PC conference, I won't be watching it, but I'm sure you'll tell me all about it. And I'm just excited for the VR, but I don't like to jump too far ahead and then get disappointed. So I like to take it as it comes. I like surprises, things like that. We'll see where it goes. Hope for the best.
Definitely. Anybody else want to chime in on Sony? Anybody at all?
Give a date. Please finally give a date for Persona 5. Please.
Oh, my goodness.
Please give a date for Persona 5. And stick with it.
Yeah, not for anything. Our boy Jabari is having a heart attack, man. He was guaranteeing it last year. It would be out last year.
There's a lot
Ken
of
Masters would
title for sure.
I'm sorry. If Ken Masters will tell you that they have 38% more exclusives out already, more than the Xbox One. Why is the Xbox One not having as many exclusives? Oh my God, really? Wow.
All I gotta say is, if Sony does not release at least 3 or 4 of the games they show at E3 this year, they should just change their name to Delay Station Neo.
Well, they come out with one title around the holidays.
Well, that's the thing. Last year's E3 from Sony, they showed all this stuff, and all the stuff that they slated for this year, and now there's rumors that Horizon is going to be delayed till 2017, and then a week later it was retracted, saying, oh no, they're still on course for 2016. Where's that Dreams game that actually I thought looked interesting? Because I'm an artist. I like creative, like innovative things, and that Dreams thing looked really cool. But I haven't heard anybody talk about that at all. It seems like less than 20% of what they said was supposed to come out this year is gonna come out this year. Like
there's a cool game. Sorry. Oh, that's right. Yeah, I forgot about Detroit.
Detroit. I mean, Detroit looks phenomenal. That's the same people who made Heavy Rain and Beyond Two Souls.
Hmm.
They haven't said anything else about that. Not even a screenshot, some gameplay, nothing. What'd you say?
I said Detroit, the game. I said those visuals is nice.
Oh yeah, I've been wanting that game ever since they used to call. Remember they did a Kara beta one time. Whenever they had her hooked up at the assembly line.
Yeah.
And she started having human emotions, and they started stripping her apart. I've been wanting that game ever since they showed that. And then they finally gave it a name, and then showed more, more stages of it. I was like, yeah, I really want it now. Now you talking about they have not announced a release date. They have not shown any more gameplay of it. It's like, well, you gonna bring this game out or what? And then they what is it? I think only Ratchet and Clank and Uncharted actually came out. That was the only two games from last E3 that actually came out. And now Mega saying that Zero Dawn is now getting pushed back. I'm like, really?
No, yeah, it got pushed back, and I haven't heard anything. Now here's another game that I'm very, very interested in. Is Wild. That game looks amazing. Wild looks great.
Yeah, that's one of the games I liked too when I saw it. I kept sitting here trying to think of the name of it.
Yeah, Wild is a game that perked up the antenna like, oh, okay, all right, all right, Sony, you okay? Go ahead then, you know. But everybody talk about Gravity Rush. Oh, really? Avita poured over, really? Okay, come on.
I'd say the funny thing with Sony, man, like when it comes to the PlayStation, and I've said this time and time again, I don't hate the hardware. All right, I don't hate the PlayStation. Like, I grew up on PlayStation, at least the PlayStation 1. I was a part of the PlayStation 2 experience and stuff like that. I think the worst part of PlayStation is the people running it. All right, I don't want to talk bad about this stuff, but I gotta let you guys know exactly what's going on. You know, it's not like I go out there every day to try to find dirt about PlayStation. The way that some other fanboys and other stables try to do that on Twitter and on the computer, on a daily basis, going towards Microsoft. I actually have a spot in my heart for PlayStation. I love my PlayStation 1, and I just want to see them actually get back to what they used to be, because in the end, competition is good.
Absolutely. Yeah, I just want somebody else to buy PlayStation. I mean, let Samsung get it. That's would be ideal in my opinion. I mean, Sony is just in so much debt, and they need to focus on trying to get out, and they're using gamers to try to bail them out, and it's not happening because they're selling units, of course, but the money comes from software, and the way that they're just doing that, they're just grimy with it. I can't stand what Sony is doing. So, if Samsung could grab Sony, then that would really the fun in gaming would really happen, because they can match Microsoft, for money, and they could really make this console, experience be 10 times better than what it is from on this PlayStation side, in my opinion.
Definitely agree with you. Well, guys, we're right at that mark.
I want to comment on PlayStation if I can.
No, Don, you're cut off until next week. No, go ahead, man.
Oh, okay.
No, go ahead.
No, I mean, I think the most interesting things are going to happen with PlayStation is I think it's outside of the conference, not necessarily at the conference itself. There's really a situation where the script can flip as far as the media goes, and I know Mooch may disagree with me because he thinks the media is in PlayStation's pocket, but the reality is the media, they smell blood in the water. So when they smell blood in the water, they're just going to run with whatever bad news they can and whatever's going to get them hits, right?
It's like regular news.
But I don't think that's how they. I'm sorry, Ben, but I don't think that's how they are now. I don't think it was just because of blood in the water. I brought up a point, and I believe Rand talked about it last night as well, is that a lot of these reporters, they did grow up PlayStation. And when the beginning of this generation happened, Sony's finances and stuff like that, a lot of these reporters feel they have that power, all right? And they want to use that power. They don't want to see their childhood pretty much go away.
But it was 360 last gen. Last gen, the 360 was the console last gen.
Yeah, see, I didn't really get into gaming news last gen. You know what I'm saying? So like I heard that people were like, oh, everybody was favoring the 360. They were talking so much garbage about the PS3. But I
Yep.
do know PlayStation fans that I talked to going into like gaming stores and stuff like that. They were feeding me a bunch of bullshit.
Yes.
They were telling me that games run better on the PS3. Oh, that cell processor is doing amazing things, and why are you getting a multiplat on that? Why don't you have a PS3? I was getting bombarded because I like to talk. All right, I'll say hi to anybody. I don't even care. And it's just like I say hi to them, and they see me go to the 360 side, and all of a sudden I turned into their worst enemy, and I made the worst decision of my life.
The
And
Xbox last gen.
I
All that.
that was my personal experience. You know what I'm
Well,
saying?
well, I don't 100% disagree with you, but this E3 is probably going to be a little bit different in a sense. There's more independent media at E3 than any time in its history, right? So it's not just the IGNs, in this case, no more game trailers, right?
That sucks. I hate that too.
Yeah, some of these bigger media sites they're hurting for views right now. I mean, they're still pushing this agenda, but their viewership is down since the launch of these consoles. So they're gonna do anything that they need to put food on the table at the end of the day, regardless if it means turning against their best friend on this one. But it's going to you have VR, which is going to take a big portion of the conference, right? That's either a bunch of people are going to tune out, people are going to make fun of it, some people are going to be diehards, are going to be all about it, but that's going to be one of those lulls, they're going to have everything that they showed CG wise will probably be game play wise will probably I honestly I think we're going to see Last Guardian episodically because I think that's the only way they're going to be able to get that game out. To be honest with you, I think it's going to be a big mistake, but I really see that happening because if they can focus on smaller chunks of that game and kind of continuously dangle that carrot in front of that customer, I think that's the only way they're going to be able to get that game out. Even Yoshida has been a little bit dodgy about the release of The Last Guardian, even with his boy Colin and Greg, and I think that has a lot to do with it. He doesn't want to tell the full details of what's really going on there. IGN has played it, so I mean it is a real game now, right? But the question is, how complete of a game is it?
Well, if IGN says it's true, then it's gotta be.
Oh wow, yes.
Um,
One last point before we go. Me and BShadows was talking about this on our podcast.
Mhm.
They about Nintendo. I just want to just make a point about Nintendo. Nintendo's old staff the old guard is just getting in the way. They have the money, they have the resources, and if you think about Nintendo and when you think about their games, they don't crash, they don't mess up. They're perfect. It's just wonderful. So all they need is just to come out with some perfect hardware and just to what I'm saying, and show that the Japanese market is in with the times. I think, I mean, it's just like the discussion that we had earlier, is that how Nintendo is bad with the times, and then like Sony, they're financially crippled, so they can't do what they actually used to do, so they're behind in the times. It would just make so much more sense if these guys would just understand what the public really wants instead of trying to find that next Call of Duty or that next Destiny, I guess you would say, and then just try to make money. They forgot about the origin, the true love and passion about gaming, and that's what's hurting to me the Nintendo mostly for sure.
Yo,
So.
Mega, you just gave Nintendo
Mhm.
more time than I was ready to give them. I would be
Well,
really honest with you.
I just wanted to just give
I was gonna
Nintendo
say,
some love,
I was gonna say
you know.
when it comes to Nintendo, they have an awesome booth at E3 every year. I cannot lie about that. But if they
Mhm.
want to downgrade going from a full conference to like E3 Direct and then downplay it even further and do something called a treehouse stream, if they don't have time for me, I don't have time for them. That's
I
it.
agree. I agree. I
That's
agree.
it.
I agree. I was gonna buy the NX. I was like, I want the NX. I want Nintendo. I want that nostalgia back. I want Mario. I want Zelda. I want Metroid. But then when I heard that those bastards were not going to put it at E3 or Gamescom, because some people think Gamescom is the bigger conference now because it's on a world
Well,
stage,
it's the public
and
one.
said yeah, yeah, and they're going to take it to Tokyo Game Show. You know what? You get two middle fingers. You know what I'm saying? That's it. I got no time for you. I got no time for you. You don't want to cater to us, but you want our money. You could, when don't I could get real ignorant up in here, but I won't. I'm just going to say, look, you know what I'm saying? Screw you, Nintendo, on that. I'm done with you.
Mega, I'm just gonna bounce off what you said, brother, and just tell everybody who's listening, if you do invest your hard-earned working money into a Nintendo NX, you might as well just touch your toes now because you're gonna get. That's all I
Oh,
gotta say.
oh no. Well, on that note, guys, we did run a little over 2 hours here. I was man, it was a good conversation though. I really like talking games with you guys. Yo, Shadows, it was absolutely incredible to have you on as our first ever guest on Next Podcast, dude.
Appreciate it.
Yes, thank
I
you.
definitely
It's been
appreciate it. Like
fun.
I said, I'm a
Thanks for coming.
big fan of your channel, man. Um,
Thank you. Thank you.
while we're at it, why don't you just we do plugs at the end. It's kind of a traditional podcast thing. So why don't you let people know where they can find you?
All right, this is BShadows Gaming. You can find me on YouTube /BShadows Gaming or at Twitter at Behind Shadows. And I will comment to everybody who tweets me out. And I also comment to everybody who leaves a comment on any of my videos every day. So look forward to talking to everyone. Thank you for having me on the show, and I appreciate meeting everybody here, and it's been fun.
Yeah, thanks again, man. Definitely check out his content. I will put a link in the description. I know I have a link in the description now, but if he wants to give me any more links, man, I will put links to wherever he is. Um, but hey, K Mega, you have anything to plug, man? Let people know where they can find your content at as well.
Oh yeah, check out my channel at KMega4. That's the Twitter. Let me just say the Twitter at
Yes.
KMega4. Come check me out there. You say what's up to me. I'm accessible. I'm not one of those dudes that try to act like I'm big and bad or uppity or whatever. I'm all about gaming and about hanging out with other gamers. And also check out my channel, KMega405. Man, I'm the low man on the totem pole, man. I need these subs, to get bigger and better, and hopefully that you guys like my content and like me being on the podcast because I love doing this. I'm a true gamer just like all you guys, and just love talking about this. It's my favorite hobby in the world. So thank you for just having the time to hear me out.
No doubt, man. No doubt. Hey, Fuskies, man, you gotta let
What's up?
people know. You gotta let people know how to talk to you on Twitter and anywhere else you are. So let everybody know, man.
Yeah, I'm not much. I'm just doing this to help y'all out. I don't really do a bunch of YouTube, but you can check me out on YouTube at Fooskies1. Um, maybe if I get some subscribers, I might start putting some stuff up. You never know.
I'm subbing now.
Oh no.
But also at Twitter at Fooskies1 also. But that's about it for me.
I got you. And since my wife is doing something right now, I would love to make her multitask. Hey, babe, where can everybody find you?
If you look at the description below the video, it says my Twitter, and you can go on the Twitter to find out anything else. Yay!
Oh my goodness, that is my better half right there. All right, Don.
Well,
Let people know, man. How can they get a hold of you? What do you have to plug?
Yeah, so my Twitter handle is @letdon dev and underscore between each one of those, and I need to change that because I'm actually developing now, so I don't need a bag anymore. You know what I mean? But that being said, though, I'm the 3D art guy, and obviously a gamer as well. So I just trying to bring that perspective to everything, and yeah, and I'm gonna have my portfolio up in 2 weeks from today's date is the plan. So if you're into 3D graphics, I'll actually have that posted on my Twitter. If you do follow me on Twitter and you want to game with me, just hit me up and I'll send you my gamer tag as well. So
Yeah, yo, definitely. When it comes to 3D graphics, he has showed me a few things behind the scenes. He actually showed my friend Clowns as well, man. He is a very, very talented artist. I can't wait for him to get his portfolio out there. I hope he's not the type of person. I know when I used to go to meet up with people, I was always 10 minutes away from everybody, no matter where they were. So I hope that 2 weeks is not like that 10 minutes for me, man. I really want people to see exactly what you can do.
yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's there if you try to search Google. I'm sure you can find it, but I'm going to make it a little more obvious.
I
And
say we don't want to work, man. You gotta give it to us.
oh, well, you already know what my next project is, so I'm going to use that as a kind of a launching platform for making it more public. So
No doubt, no doubt. Hey, Newark, man. Do you want to shout out your Facebook community and let people know where they can find you?
Yeah, come check out the Xbox News for Xbox Gamers Facebook gaming group. And I want to give a shout out too to Kelvin Brandon that's in the group. I don't know where he get this news from, but he's
Man, he's awesome, man. That dude, man.
yeah.
I
Yeah,
think he works for Microsoft. As much information as he learned, man. I think he's an insider.
Yo,
Great.
Newark, and he's in your group too, man. I know he posts these articles like all this information. Yo, it's absolutely amazing.
Yeah, some news that you probably can't find anywhere else. So if you like Xbox News and to stay up to date with Xbox News, just join the Xbox News for Xbox Gamers Facebook group. And my Twitter handle is NJ360, which is the same as my Xbox Live gamer tag.
Nice. Nice. As usual, guys, this is the next podcast, second episode, and we went big, man. We went from the first ever, now we went to the E3 predictions, and, I can't wait to see and talk to you guys in the chat next Saturday, 6 p.m. Eastern. Come in next Saturday to talk about what's next in the world of gaming. You guys have a great weekend, and we are officially out.
Shout out to Intro Media Gaming. Forgot to do that. Peace.